12:11 a.m. recording this episode real quick, episode 14 of the Bullpen Podcast. Thank you for listening. I certainly appreciate it. This is a good one. I'm recording this around midnight because I just got back from St. Louis. I got to see Adam Wainwright pitch tonight. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to get to watch Wainwright pitch. Last year I went with my dad and my sister, and we went out of our way, got tickets last minute in the 400s, and we saw Wainwright pitch then last year because we didn't know if it was going to be his last year. And so you fast forward to this year, it's definitely Wainwright's last year. He is 41, by the way. Adam Wainwright, in the season that he's declaring his last year, he is 41 years old, which is nothing short of remarkable. So, again, I was lucky. I bought these tickets months ago for about $10 each because the Cardinals were doing a sale. It was a sale where you get Fuck, I didn't use my cards cash. God damn it. Oh. Those fucking tickets came with cards cash, and I didn't use them. Fuck. God, that is... I guess I'll leave that in. That's just raw frustration there. I didn't spend that much money, but I mean, I could have saved myself $12. I had $6 on each ticket. So anyway, I bought these tickets months ago because the Cardinals were doing some sale. I got them for like $20-$25 for 2 tickets in like 447, I think I was in. Decent place to sit, by the way, because the bathroom and the concessions right there, I barely missed anything. But yeah, so I've had these tickets for a while. I bought these tickets back when I thought this matchup was going to be nuts. I thought we were going to see 2 NL powerhouses in this game when I bought these tickets. And I honestly, the trade-in was worth it because I got to watch Adam Wainwright pitch. Now, I'm 24. I'm 24 years old. Adam Wainwright first came into the league in 2005. I believe he only played in 2 games that year. In 2005, I was 6 years old. Fast forward 1 year, 2006, the Cardinals win the World Series, closed out by Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina. The Cardinals win the World Series, but I don't really know shit because I'm 7 years old at the time. I can't really tell you much from back then. I don't really remember how the Cardinals winning the World Series affected me at age 7, so apologies. 2011, I remember, obviously, because I was 12. I watched that season and watched the World Series, all that. But Wainwright was hurt that year. So Wainwright was hurt that year, and that was the year that Chris Carpenter was incredible for the Cardinals, especially down the stretch in the playoffs. Chris Carpenter was lights out. And years after that, Chris Carpenter retires, however many years after. Adam Wainwright hangs around, and he is still pitching in Major League Baseball at age 41, and I'm 24 years old, and I get to go and watch him pitch. So that alone it was enough for me. Regardless of the result, regardless of anything else, I was just happy. I was beyond happy knowing that I was going to just get to be there on the day that he was pitching. Because, a very decent chance this is the last time I get to see Waino pitch. So, I'm really happy with how it worked out. So yeah, that's why it's about midnight, and I'm recording this real quick because this will be my most raw thoughts. I'm tired as shit. I'll be honest. I'm tired as fuck, but it is what it is. This will be my most raw thoughts about getting to see one of my childhood favorites. I mean, it was him and Chris Carpenter were the 2 dudes who, my Chris Carpenter more so when I was younger, because he retired. I'm not sure when he retired, but I think he's already in the Cardinals Hall of Fame and everything. But I mean, Wainwright, he's been doing it since 2005. I was 6 years old. So he's 41. He's still doing it. He had a pretty good game today. He was pretty decent. He's had a couple absolute stinkers lately. He's had a rough go of it. Some Cardinal fans apparently been giving him shit. The internet sucks. I don't know. Fuck them. Waino's emptying the gas tank, and you can't help but respect that. He was laying it all out there. Whatever he has left in the gas tank, he's giving to the Cardinals, and he's putting it on display for us to watch. If there's any Cardinal fans that disagree with that statement, I'd be excited to hear why. So that alone, again, massive respect. He's been doing it forever. And he's been great. He closed out a World Series in 2006. Just last year, him and Yachty set the record for most starts by a battery, the same pitcher and catcher. So Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina had 325 starts together as a battery. Set that record last year. That record's never going to be broken, by the way. That was some straight-up baseball history. It will not happen again. With the way that teams, with the way that players come and go, and and to be that good for that long is not an easy feat. You can't be good for that long, let alone the same pitcher and the same catcher making themselves available for that much of a stretch. I mean, I could go on. That record's not going to be broken, and that's Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina's record. So that's he broke that when he was 40. That was last year. And he had a decent year last year. And the year before that, he actually had an incredible year at age 39. He won 17 games, had an ERA of just 3.05, which is very good. Finished 7th in Cy Young voting. Had a hell of a year at age 39. And that was the year before Albert came back, that Wainwright had that season. So again, only 2 years ago. He hasn't had the greatest year this year, but again, he's emptying the tank. You can't help but respect him just wanting to know what would have happened. What do you think? Do you think that the alternative is he plays it safe and decides to go out with Yachty and Albert, and then for the rest of his life he would have to think, I wonder if I could have done something amazing that last year. I knew I had at least a little bit left, but I wonder, I'll never know now. It's like, what do you think? He's not had a great year, but there's no way that there's any regret. So again, massive respect for the fucking guy. There's a reason why I'm sitting up here at what is now 12:21 a.m. rambling about this. I mean, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. 2 of those were on a home run. He went 3 scoreless. The first 3 innings didn't allow anything, and then I believe it was the 4th, and he allowed a double to Jeff McNeil. It bounced off the wall, and then Pete Alonso came up after and hit a bomb to center field. It was a bomb. I hate to see it. He's on my fantasy team that I don't care about. I didn't feel good about that home run either. So then it's 2-0. The Cardinals didn't do shit offensively. I mean, Wainwright, I think he gave up 8 runs his last start out, and then he came out in this game and had 0 run support the entire time. The Cardinals had 1 hit until the 6th or 7th inning, because they didn't score until the 7th inning, and Paul Goldschmidt got a single in the 4th, I think, and we weren't doing shit. I mean, Wainwright's going out there. Again, he's laying it all out there, and he knows that he's not getting any fucking run support. But you can only control what you can control. So he had a decent game. He went 6 innings. Again, the first 3 were he didn't allow a run. It was a strong outing. I mean, he struck out 2. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts now. I mean, that's nothing new. He walked 3. He limited the walks. I think the first 3 innings he might have had 1 walk, and they were sparing. He didn't pile them on. He got through 6 innings. It was a great game, and I might be out of it. This game had 2 halves. The first half was the first 6 innings of the Cardinals not hitting the ball and me leaning on the edge of my seat watching Adam Wainwright pitch. And then the second half is the Cardinals coming alive a little bit, but still staying just far enough away from actually taking the lead or even tying the game, and ultimately losing 4-3. So, again, I got to see one of my childhood favorite pitchers pitch tonight. I'm 24 now. He's 41. He's still doing it. I love the Cardinals more than ever. I think that's incredibly special, and I'm very, very lucky that it just worked out this way. I mean, again, I bought these tickets forever ago. I found out yesterday that I was gonna get to see him pitch. So it's fucking awesome. Now, the second half of this game is a different beast. So Tyler O'Neill hits a home run. Holy shit, it's 1-3. We move some runners over. Ollie Marmol makes a good move. Takes out Taylor Motter for Alec Burleson. He hits a sac fly. Jordan Walker scores. By the way, that makes the game 3-2. We're still losing by 1, right? So that's where we're at. So we go from not doing shit to that in the 7th. So that's where we're at. By the way, Jordan Walker had a hell of a game. I swear every time I'm there, he makes some kind of fucking sliding catch. Some kind of awesome sliding catch. Like, he looks great out there. He made a sliding catch where he was running in and, like, towards the wall, kind of. He was, like, charging in, and he made a nice sliding catch. Danny Vogelback hit what looked like a double, and it took a weird bounce off the wall, but Jordan Walker fielded it clean and just gunned him out at second. I mean, it's not hard to gun that guy out. He's a big fellow, whatever. But he gunned him out, and it was awesome. He made plays out there. I mean, he's fun to watch out there in the field. He's got a great arm. He makes great catches. He almost robbed a home run too. There was a ball that looked gone, and it was the Jeff McNeil double, actually. It was the hit right before the home run, and it was in Walker's glove, but his glove hit like on top of the wall, and then the ball popped out, and so Walker had to go and run and grab it and throw it in. And again, he caught it. He just had to bring it in. But he makes plays out there. He was great. But yeah, it was a tough loss. We gave up a run in the 8th, I think. I think John King gave up a home run. This guy pitch hit. They barely announced his name. I'm half paying attention. John King lays one in there, and then he blasts one out. I'm just like, holy shit, what happened? Now it's 4-2. Fuck me. But then we still had a chance at the end. Though. Goldschmidt was up with 2 on. Walker had a chance, I think, in the 8th inning. He had a chance to tie it up. It's just, there hasn't been much timely hitting. At least not when I'm there. It is what it is. I did my part. I said charge. I said charge so much. You know when the organ goes and then you yell out charge. Yeah, I did that a lot. And there is this kid 2 rows in front of me. He wouldn't just yell charge, he'd yell charge. He would yell charge, but he would hold the arge. He would hold the charge, like the last part of charge, He would hold that for like 5 to 10 seconds would be my best estimate. He was 2 rows in front of me and off to the right. So it might have been a little much if he was like right behind me doing that shit right in my ear. Maybe that would have pissed me off. But like from 2 rows away, it was fucking perfect. And there was no one separating us. So it's like we were both charging. I gave him a couple fist bumps a couple times. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. At one point he got up, but I still held it down while he was gone. I was charging pridefully. There was no one else. It was me and this kid yelling charge the whole game. No one else wanted to charge. No one else wanted to charge until the bottom of the 9th, where I'll give him credit. The row of people where this kid was, I assume his family, whatever. The whole row, they started going, charge! And this was the bottom of the 9th. And again, the Cardinals had a shot in the bottom of the ninth. And so we were all charging, and I thought it was really going to work. I thought it was really going to be enough to push the Cardinals over the edge, and we were going to get some timely hitting. But it didn't happen. Again, I did my part. I'm exhausted. I'm wore out. I think that kid might have lost his voice, too. He started slowing down near the end, and, his family was a lot louder than he was. I don't know. But again, he left it all out on the field, too. It's fucking awesome. Again, we did our part up there in section 447. We did our part. I had fun, I had a great time. I got to see Adam Wainwright pitch. There was enough exciting shit in the game. I'll tell you what, it sure beats the Rockies game that I talked about an episode or two ago, where the Cardinals had a chance on every single swing because the game literally ended 1-0. And there's just so many balls that could have gone foul but barely stayed in, or so many nice diving or sliding plays by the Colorado Rockies defense. That was a game where there was zero chance. We were this close. We were this close. You can't see me, but you know the distance. You know what I'm talking about. You get it. That whole game, the Rockies game, the one that they lost 1-0, we were so close that whole time, but it felt like 8 miles. There was no Eminem, but it felt like 8 miles away. There was no chance we were going to win that game. This game tonight, it felt like something magical could have happened. Wainwright was on the hill. Jordan Walker did some cool shit. Tyler O'Neill hit a home run. The weather was good. I'm not gonna come up with a bunch of negative shit to say just because they lost. I have fun. It was a great time. I'm very lucky to have gotten to watch my buddy, Adam Wainwright, pitch. He's 41. He's still doing it. He's leaving it all out there, and I got to see that tonight. Most likely that was my last time getting to see him pitch this year, which means that that'll be my last time getting to see him pitch ever, because this is his last year. So me talking about it here might help me document this a little bit. I took a little bit more videos than I usually do. I did want to document it. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm getting old. 24. It's crazy. My favorite athletes are getting old too. They're starting to retire, but Wainwright's going. He's got another month and a half. I've got tickets in September too. That'll most likely be my last game. Maybe I'll get lucky again, but I'm not banking on it, I had tonight, and I'm happy about it. So Wayno had a hell of a fucking career, regardless of how this season ends. And the Cardinals and Cardinal fans and all of Major League Baseball are also incredibly lucky for being able to have watched you for so long. Again, I think it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, my body hurts now. I mean, I'm 24. My body cracks and creaks, and I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm 24. I gotta watch out for my back and my shoulders and knees and stuff. I don't feel 100% every day. It's like I'm 24, 41, pitching in Major League Baseball. I loved watching every second of it tonight. I loved it. That's all I had. This one, I can't tell if this one had much structure to it. This will be a fun one to edit. I'm quite tired. It's about 12:37 at the time of me finishing this, so I have no idea how long it's gonna be. It's pretty much just hyping up my boy the whole time. But I'd be lying if I said that wasn't already planned to be the whole purpose of this episode anyway. So I enjoyed myself as always. If you're listening, I do greatly appreciate it. I'm always enjoying doing this show. It's always a fun time for me because I can just pick anything baseball related and just do this and just do exactly what you just listened to. And believe me, it brings me a lot of fucking joy. I have a lot of fun doing it. So if you're listening, I always appreciate it. Thank you so much, because we're in the early stages of this, and I intend to do this show forever. Sounds dramatic, but I'm committed. Every Friday, I'm sure stuff will come up, but everything within my control, this show will always exist, and I'm incredibly excited to just pile on episodes because there is infinite things within baseball that I can talk to, and I give myself zero structure on purpose so that I can do stuff like this and, talk about just what I'm passionate about within the realm of baseball. I'll be back next Friday for sure. Possible bonus episode next week. Won't make any promises. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the week pans out. But as always, episodes on Friday. We'll close it out here. About 12:40 now. As always, thank you very much. Goodbye.